Instinct or reason. As Machiavelli says, the wise men tell us, and not without reason, that those who want to know the future must consult the past, because of the actions of men today, no different from in the past. This is because they are expressed by people who are always governed by the same emotions, passions, and so they will inevitably have the same results. Negotiation involves the exchange of ideas between people whose goal is to change a relationship. Present at the conference table will be a complex group of people consisting of completely different personalities and emotions. If we superficially observe human behavior, it often seems incoherent, random, and mixed. The press seemed to confirm this impression. Crazy electrical crimes. Acts of violence are often fueled by almost meaningless trivialities or by unspeakably strange behavior, occupying most of the daily newspaper columns. With such a reality, it is difficult to believe that humans are a sentient creature, and even more difficult to believe that human behavior always follows a reasonable pattern. How should we consider behavior? What types of tests should be used? What kind of approach should one have? Answers to questions of this kind have had to be continually adjusted over the past half-century. Different approaches can be listed as follows: functional psychology, structural psychology, association theory, behavioral psychology, physical psychology, psychoanalysis, phenomenology, psychology existentialism, humanistic psychology, transactional psychology, biosocial psychology. In the first decade of this century, psychology in general was dominated by the school of behaviorism was led by John B. Watson. Behaviorists were fascinated by the excellent results achieved by Morgan and Thorndike in the field of animal psychology. According to Watson, humans should be studied like any other animal. Human behavior must be observed similarly to phenomena studied by other natural sciences such as chemistry, physics, physiology, or biology. Watson asserted that no behavioral scientist had ever observed anything that could be called consciousness, feeling, intellect, image or will. So these words must be eliminated from descriptions of human activities. Experiments must be limited to objective observations of the results of stimulation and response to that stimulation. A simple example of the type of experiment conducted by behaviorists is the detailed study of eye blink responses when the cornea is stimulated. Thousands of experiments of this kind have been performed and countless useful observations have been collected. However, the behaviorist approach has come under fierce attack by the rising trend of psychologists advocating a dynamic psychology. These psychologists believe that humans cannot be viewed as mere machines. Human beings cannot be explained by the mere correlation of stimulus and response. The why and the how to react of a behavior, a person's mental life, its emotions, cannot be eliminated from science. In Germany, physical psychologists have changed our ideas about how we perceive objects and how we solve problems. Others observed complex instinctive behaviors in lower organisms, defined instinct as an innately constructed pattern of behavior. These opposing views reflect the differences between traditional, introspection-based psychologists and behavioral psychologists. When we come to the point of determining which part of behavior is instinctive and which part is learned, the correlation between these two areas is no longer clear. We believe that human ancestors were able to adapt to the external environment basically due to the power of instinct. Slowly, but surely, the person's intelligence begins to challenge the hegemony of instinct. From the struggle between instinct on the one hand and intelligence on the other that our present civilization began. Roderick Seidenberg writes, "History is a special process of constant conflict and extremely dynamic change arising from the ever-changing relationship between instinct and intelligence in the process of formation. World. Instinct or reason."